After the long sessions of traveling through a dangerous forest filled with Abishai and other hostile creatures, uh, you managed. Mostly, you got here, with haste because of the portal. Remember the whole portal incident with gems that you had found back in the Citadel, in the Plane of Air, your home city, Sing. Uh, So you did manage to pull it off and then teleport the group and the halflings back to the Fullerton capital and into Kevin's tower. So now I believe you just had arrived, right, at Kevin's tower. And I believe it was also not a very pleasant teleportation for everyone, as remember, it was randomly determined where you'd appear in the tower.
Only like
And
4 people ended up on the roof. It's fine.
I recall, yes, some of you did end up in the roof of the tower.
Just the smallest member of the entire group.
Yeah, your
And
brother,
then the
your
wizard,
father,
the other wizard, and then.
the little girl, Kavari.
Yeah.
Uh, but oh yeah, and some of you remember also teleported on or like of over Kevin's desk here in the office, and now his
All the
desk is
envious
completely
murderers.
ruined. I believe you were also puking, Sing, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
I was puking.
As everyone has now gathered into this single room, which you can see in the art in Roll20, right? This vast, organized, very organized room where you see these shelves with potion vials, this beautiful sets of displayed armor, and all of you are gathered here. And I believe currently you, Christopher, were like sitting on a stool, right in front of like this broken desk. Um, and this is just happening a few seconds after you've received this eye-opening information from your mother, Chris Real. As I believe you, Vrelix, Singh, and Rose were all very surprised as well, right, to hear about this information. Um, as I believe you, Vrelix, were also last to speak when Chris Viral's mother, Amelia, had spoken about, the chromatic and the metallics being brothers and sisters, as well as
Mhm.
the Abishai. And you'd mentioned that for you, Vrelix, you're not brothers and sisters until they prove. Uh, I don't know, maybe it was their strength, their wit. I don't remember if Vrelix even specified, but I remember you said that. Uh, But I always say the moment you all stand or sit there in silence, it's almost like an awkward silence. As Kevin is also sitting there on this larger main chair. Sorry, this main chair. Um, yeah, behind the broken desk. Just looking at Amelia, then just you, Chris Real, and yeah, you're all gathered there. Would anyone of you like to say anything, or would you just kind of like wait there in silence for someone else to say something?
Well, considering context, and where we're at and what was just said previously, Chrisra would like to excuse herself, using the knowledge she has from, training under Kevin Oss to exit this room, maybe downstairs somewhere. I need to go away for a little bit. I need to go have a breakdown in private. Excuse me.
That is fair. Now, you would know that every time you came here basically to Kevin's Tower, he would basically give you and your companions, obviously your family, you don't even have to ask, a dormitory, right? Like a chamber for you to stay. Now, that could be the rooms up here. I don't know if you remember them. Remember? Way back a few sessions.
I remember.
Uh, yeah, when you were here,
And we showed
before
him
you
our fucky
traveled,
shit.
yeah, before the quest to save your family, remember? Where yeah, all the fucky things happened with Sprout, right? Which is no longer here. I have no idea where he went. So yeah, you could go to the rooms up here, or you could exit through the armor and just go up. Yeah, basically upstairs, but not stairs. You know, there's like the elevator thing right behind the suits of armor,
Yeah, I
and
think
you
I'm going to the armor and I'm actually going downstairs.
downstairs. Okay. Where would you want to go? To the lobby?
I feel like it's just sort of like not even fully thinking out to the lobby, to the streets, and then I think my own feet are taking me to the temple to Bahamut in the city.
All right. Yeah, the temple you had visited before, right?
Hmm.
Here in the upper district. Okay. All right. So no words coming out of your mouth, Crystal. You just stand up and walk out of the room.
It's more of a speed walk, I think, a little bit. But yeah, roughly.
Okay.
Very
Now,
upset. I'm very upset.
understandable. Very understandable. However, I do need to ask. So everyone else, so Rose, Singh, Vrelix, as Crystal stands up and begins speed walking towards the shining suit of knight's armor, does any one of you do anything, say anything, follow her, stay? What would you guys like to do as you see this? Again, after this kind of like awkward silence fills the room for a few seconds, what would you do? Would you react to this or not?
I think she just needs a minute. And I'll let her go, but I'll follow up with her later. Just give her a little while. Rosemary probably has a pretty good idea of where she would end up going. Just because they've been friends for so long. And it probably feels even longer for us, but just because they've been friends for a while, so she knows probably where Chris Rail's heading, and in the meantime, I think Rosemary is going to kind of take that as her own opportunity to head out and just where is the nearest library?
You could find a library here in the tower, or you could exit the tower and go find one, which should probably know a few ones here in the upper district as well. Remember, just be careful because we all remember what happened last time you entered a library, right?
Yeah, don't we all? Um, that book I'm pretty sure is still just tucked under my shirt, or it used to be.
Yeah,
Or I think I managed to keep hold of it while the ogres were fucking taking everything off of me because otherwise
you're
I.
still linked to it, right? I think.
Yes, I am. So
Okay.
I must have kept hold of it somehow. Otherwise, I'd have been driven insane by now. Um, no, I'm just going to go find a library, go sit down, go find a nice little hidey hole in the library, and have my own breakdown because it's been a very long couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Also, J-Rod and Rap, we should mention that while everybody else has been, living for like a year while we were gone, for us it's only been at most a month since we left um, to go to Barovia.
So yeah.
Bardovia, don't forget, there's a D there. Very
The D
distinct
there.
difference.
Uh-huh.
One is a rainy, sad place. Well, okay. One is.
Okay.
Yes, listen, this is just a brain fart, but
A rainy, sad place. Are we talking about Florida?
One has a hag
Basically.
problem, one has a vampire problem.
Sounds like Florida to me. All right.
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
pull up in a library.
At this point, you know those places are kind of connected, right? The D and the no D. That sounds weird. You know what I mean?
Don't say it that way. Never say it that way again. Continue.
With the D and the one that does not have the D.
Yeah, the V. Say the V. Okay, no, that's not better. I've decided neither are better. There's. Just let it go. Never mind. Move on.
Yeah, that sounds. No, that sounds terrible. Oh my god.
Congrats,
All right.
Andres. You made the worst possible letter change to those two words.
Yeah. Oh boy. And I hate the one in my world's one that has a D in it. All right. Anyway. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. So you could go look for a library heroes, but again, would you look for one in the tower or outside the tower? Because that is important too.
I'd probably stick to the tower.
Okay.
Steal
And
Kevin Ross's books. Haha.
yeah, no,
Yep.
I know Kevin Os's books. I am familiar here. I've probably spent a lot of time here, and so I'm probably going to just go to the tower, find whatever little hidey hole I used to have that hopefully hasn't been taken over by some new student, and just hole up for a little while and maybe not read, but just kind of sit there in quiet among all the books in my safe place.
All right. All right. What about you, Braylix and Sing? What would you do? Would you stay in this room, chat a little more, or also kind of like just move somewhere else? What would you guys want to do?
Sing honestly is probably feeling woozy still, because I'm pretty sure she threw up for more than one reason. She's just kind of sitting there processing still. She's just gonna sit here for a minute.
Look, I don't want to be the one to say it, but really, your life's just gone downhill since you met us. I'm just saying.
Just like, yeah. I sit awake and wonder what it'd be like if I was still over on the other plane and didn't help you guys.
I mean, you were still part of like this gang thing that was kind of sucky, you know?
But at least it was sucky and I was with Addo.
Oh boy. Addo is fixing things, okay?
No, and he's fixing things for somebody who's not even here anymore. Ah, I should have killed him.
Maybe you
I
will
just
get
thrown
your
it to the
chance.
dogs.
Maybe.
We hope.
All right.
Just sitting
So,
here hanging out.
all right, Sing. So you are kind of like just contemplating, right? Your whole entire life decisions sitting there. Kind of like, wow. Wow. What is this?
Made, and I don't know if I like them.
Why am I here right now? Could have just stayed back there, killed them the first time I saw them, and none of this would have happened, right?
Do I really want to be part of a war? I mean, like, for them, sure. Real specifically, but like, do I really want to be part of this?
I mean, you really have a choice, though. And that's right. It's tough. I mean, you could always try and sneak back into your home plane, but we both know that might not be a good idea. But all right.
Just sitting here contemplating everything.
Yeah. Reconsidering life decisions. All right. What about you, Vrelix? I'm actually curious. What would you do?
I'll just kind of, I'll just look at Kavanaugh and be like, so, where can I go to sharpen my blade? There's no reason to be idling here. If there's nothing left to say, I'll continue my training.
I missed Brelix. All right. It's funny because as you say this, Vrelix, you look around and everyone just has this expression of disappointment, sadness, confusion, fear, and you know you're just looking for a place to train and just sharpen your blade, right? So you definitely feel from everyone, especially Chrisfiel's family, giving you like the side eye, as you know, you can almost read their expressions as to, wow, this guy just is not shook at all, you know.
I just kind of look around and see this, and I'm like, you're just gonna stand here. We hear this news. We have a war coming, and you just want to sit by and do nothing. I will give my life for this. If I die during this war, at least I know that I tried to change something. Don't sit here idly about what could happen, what has happened.
I'm sitting here so I don't puke on his floor again. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, you still feel a little nauseous. Sing. It's annoying. Um, However, Felix, Kivanas would look at you and say, there's a blacksmith nearby. Almost just right outside the tower. There you can sharpen your blade.
Perfect. Now, how do I leave?
Oh, right. Just follow me. And he would kind of like just stand up and start walking down over here towards the armor, right, that you see here in the art in Roll20. Now, I believe you'd follow. So, he would step right in front of the armor, and you'd see this armor kind of just like slide open almost. And as it slides, you'd see basically this hole in the wall that, if you look into, would look just like a fall, really, right? So it's like this dark rectangular kind of like just small area where there's darkness, and if you kind of like just peer in, kind of like look down, look up, you just see like darkness, basically, like a duct almost. And Kevin Oz would look at you and say, just think wherever you want to go, jump in, you'll get there.
Alright. I'll just be thinking about the blacksmith he told me about, and I'll just fearlessly jump in.
Okay, if you think about the blacksmith and you jump in, you would immediately start just not falling, but almost just kind of like just very rapidly hovering down the hole for maybe a few seconds. All right, and then you would basically stop, kind of like just midair, in the middle of like this darkness, and just stay there.
Just hovering there.
Hovering there, yeah.
I'll just shout out, "What did I do? I'm just hovering."
We lost him.
All right, you hear no response there. You're
Maybe
now
think
kinda
of the
like
blacksmith
just
harder. I don't
hovering there.
know.
It's up to you, Braylix. What would you do in that situation? What would your character do? You're kind of like just hovering there in the darkness. I think you do have dark vision though, so not in complete darkness, but you would see in this.
I mean, I would
shades
think
of
of
black and white.
of the blacksmith again. If nothing changed, then I think of Kavanaugh.
Okay. The moment immediately you think of Kevanas, you would begin hovering upwards again very, very quickly. And in a matter of just seconds, you would appear once again in that same room, which would be Kevanas' office. You would hear the armor once again kind of like just sliding. And then you just basically kind of like just jump. As if you were being like pushed by this force into the room and kind of like just land here again.
I'll just point my claw at Kavanaugh. So I'm like, "You said to just think of where I wanted to go. I thought of the blacksmith, and I just got stuck."
Kevanas would just stare blank, would give you like this blank stare and say, "In the tower. The
You need to
blacksmith's outside the
specify
tower.
this.
Just think about the lobby. All right, that'll fix it. Trust me."
I'll do it again. Don't think about his lobby.
All right. All right. You did the same thing. However, this time you do not stop midair in the middle of this rectangular tunnel. And you do pop out in this lobby, which I think you had it shown before. Let me show you again. Give me a sec. Okay, there. Can you see it?
I can't.
In Roll20? All right. So, as you can see, it is this very elegant, beautiful space, right? Where you see many different tables and sitting on chairs. You'd see what looks like explorers and adventurers, and yeah, you'd also see this desk where you'd basically see a receptionist, which is an elven woman wearing this very neat black uniform. Right? But yeah, this would be in a very traditional sense a lobby, right? Once again, you'd see chairs, uh, wooden, and a few sofas, I'd say, as well, near the walls. Many shields and weapons in display as well here, as well as I believe two jump boards.
Well, I'm gonna walk up to the elven woman and be like, "Where is the blacksmith?"
Who would you ask? The receptionist?
Yeah, I'd just be like, "Where is the blacksmith?"
The moment she'd see you, she'd probably jump. All right, she'd just and say, "I didn't see you walk in. What is your name?" She asks
Vrelix.
you now first.
Vrelix Hotfave. I came from Kavanos. Don't worry, I thought the exact same thing.
No,
This is why we're
I
friends.
could hear it. I couldn't stop laughing.
Wait, so you're just saying you're just saying you came from Kevinas.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's basically you. Where's the blacksmith? Why was that so specific and so true in this situation? What is
So
this?
true again.
Where's the blacksmith?
The blacksmith.
Where's the blacksmith?
Okay, as you speak your name and you just say you came from Kevinas, this elven woman, she'd begin like scanning through some scrolls that she has laid on this desk of hers, and after like a minute or two, she'd look back up at you and say, "Vrelix, you are nowhere in the records. Weird. You know what? Fine. This happens every time." The blacksmith, and you know, she then just proceeds to give you, you know, the very general directions towards the blacksmith, which should be just maybe like a 3-minute walk from you know exiting the tower, basically.
Let's hope
Yeah.
Vrelix can find the blacksmith so that Vrelix isn't walking around like, "Where's the blacksmith?"
Where is the blacksmith?
Where?
You'll begin assaulting the people of the very capital. Where is the blacksmith? Yeah. She then gives you this information that you're seeking. What do you do then?
I'll immediately just like be like, "Thank you," and I'll just start like stomping out to go to the blacksmith.
Okay. It's worth noting that as you are leaving this lobby, you once again feel the looks of everyone in this space just looking, staring at you as you walk towards the beautiful, massive double doors that are the entrance and exit to the tower. So yeah, you'd feel the stairs, and if you just look around Vrelix, you'd see everyone kind of like just looking. You know, even like stopping to drink or eat, just kind of like just eye you, basically. I would
Sadly,
imagine you, yeah,
Valix is used to it.
exactly. All right. But you do leave off towards the blacksmith. Now, let's see. Lily, you here? Priscilla, I don't know if I see she put you would be right back. Lily, no? Okay. So, Euros, you said you were looking for a library, right? Before this.
Yeah, I was looking for the library in the tower. Kind of, it's likely where I would have spent a lot of my time back when I was in the Failurian capital before we left. And so I probably had like a very like small corner or something where I tended to hide and stick to myself for the most part. Um, and if I just wanted a quiet moment alone, I could always go there. And so Rose is just gonna go try to seek that out and see if that corner has been usurped by somebody new in the year she's been gone, or if that little corner is still hers and somewhere she can go cry for a little bit.
Okay. Give me a sec. All right. Okay, Rose. So you know there are multiple libraries inside Kevin's Tower. To be more specific, there's 3 that would be more open to the public, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's a smaller one. There's a smaller one near the top of the tower. There's another that would basically be around like the middle of the tower. And then, as you would have guessed, there's one just right above the lobby of the tower. So, which one would you like to go to?
Which one do I would? Because Rose is probably she's just going there having her breakdown, and then she's going to crack down on research, seeing what she can figure out about extra planar travel and the Abishai and everything. Would I know which one would have some of that information, or where would be the best place for me to start?
See, the 3 of them are equally packed with potential useful information for you. However, now if you're looking for also a nice place to just hang out, you know, to kind of like just think and relax, the one that's almost top of the tower would definitely be the right choice since it has this beautiful windows in which you can see the city, basically, the cityscape.
So I'll probably head up there and just. I've probably got my bag and such on me, and I'm just going to kind of sit there, maybe find a little corner and go through my bag and get out Fred and have him on my shoulder and cry about it, talk it through with him.
Oh yeah, Fred.
Dog.
Fred. All right. So, all right, Russ, you go to this library, almost at the top of the tower, and as you walk in, you'd see that there are another few individuals. None of them look familiar to you. Currently up there, right? They're kind of also kind of like just hanging around, reading. You know, it's not packed, if you get what I mean. And I'd say that you could probably find a spot where you could probably sit beside a window and kind of like just relax and read. And what's best is what I told you. You'd remember is that as you look out the window, you'd see the beautiful cityscape of the Fullerene capital, right? Which you can see now in Roll 20. I believe you remember the image.
Gorgeous. I do.
All right. So you would be able to see the very diverse and colorful like rooftops of all of the little like townhouses and buildings in the city. You'd see a few other towers. The main castle. Uh, so it'd definitely be relaxing. Now, I know you came here to also look for information and read. So, you said you wanted to look for extra planner travel and the Abishai? Find information on them
Yeah.
if you could?
And see if maybe we can figure out how they're coming here, or if it's just Tiamat doing it, or if it's they came here before and they've just been chilling, or if there's some way we could send them back, or
All right.
ways to help manipulate our chances by thinning the herd.
All right. All right. Um, let's see how much information you find in this specific library. Okay, first of all, roll a D100.
28.
All right, now roll an intelligence check, just a base intelligence check.
12.
All right.
Wait, is there a difference between an intelligence check or an intelligence save?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
don't have
think it's
proficiency with your checks.
yeah. In your check, you should only have a +4. You only so you basically click
Right.
on your intelligence attribute, just your intelligence attribute. Yep. So if you want, you could go ahead and roll again.
I think you literally got the exact same thing.
I
That
did, so it doesn't really matter.
that is well, it did the subtraction for you, I guess. There you go.
Yeah.
It really did. All right. Okay. All right. I'll get back to you now. You, Chris Farrell,
Beans.
you were looking for a place to just think and cry, right? Which is totally acceptable and valid.
I was
Now,
yeah. Yeah.
uh, where again? I believe you said you were going to the lobby first, right?
Yeah, it was down to the lobby, then
All right.
outside.
All right. Yeah, and I'd say you maybe got there before Braylix, right? Was where's the blacksmith?
Where's the
Where's the
blacksmith?
Maybe a few minutes before. So we're traveling in time a little bit here. But yes, Chris, you'll kind of like just stand up. You feel the look of your mother, kind of like just watch you leave. As you think of the lobby and you go down the dark tunnel, and as you're going down, it definitely feels longer than before as you are surrounded by this darkness. And you just hover down until you do eventually pop in the lobby. Um, yeah, and I mean, do you immediately just walk outside?
Yeah.
Okay,
Christia's currently not in the mood to talk to anyone.
all right. Okay, yep. So you start walking towards the double doors that are once again the entrance and the exit, and you open one of the doors and you walk outside, and yeah, you begin walking through the very busy streets of the upper district of the Felorian capital. Now, I believe you already told me that you had in mind that you wanted to head towards the Temple of Bahamut, right?
Yeah, I think it's almost instinctual for her. Just that was the place of comfort, you know?
Yeah, of course. All right. And so you walk basically, and As usual, like I said, the streets are very busy, and so you hear, the footsteps of everyone, the shouting, the running, and as you know, the Florent capital is a very diverse capital of the world, almost here, Atraria. Um, However, for you, it seems your mind is elsewhere, right? And it feels, Christopher, like you're almost just like walking on instinct. Since before this whole, or let's just say that, yeah, before your life turned upside down with that first quest to Bordovia, uh, you'd know exactly where to go from the tower to the temple. So again, it seems like you're walking in on instinct, basically, right? Um, and so you do walk for a few minutes because the temple is not super close to the tower, but it's also really far. So you'd maybe make a few turns here and there through some of the buildings, keep walking until you eventually find yourself in front of the beautiful temple of Bahamut here in the Upper District. One of the many temples dedicated to deities here in this section of the city, right? Uh, so what do? You enter immediately, or would you contemplate the outside? Because again, this is almost like a cathedral-like building. So it's massive and it has two bell towers, right, and a beautiful like stained glass. Above it's like massive wooden double doors, depicting the symbol of Bahamut.
Wow. What I think happens is Grisriel goes, as she would to take the door, and open it. But when she puts her hand on it, she sort of like looks down at her arm and takes in the red scales on her right arm. And then she looks at her left arm and all the blue scales and looks up again at the building. And after a few seconds, I think she sort of lets go of the door and I think she just runs off. I don't know where.
Ooh, okay, all right. You know what? I'd say that as Chrisreal is running away from the temple of Bahamut, he'd hear a somewhat familiar voice calling her uh, from behind her. I mean, so in the direction of the temple again. Uh, she'd hear this repeated callings of just Chrisreal, where, Chrisreal? Would she turn back or just continue on her way?
I will glance back.
Okay, so if she glances back, I'd say it even take her like a hot minute to identify where the sound, the calling is coming from, since again this is a busy street, right? So the moment she kind of like just glances, turns, she'd see a lot of people. However, like I said, this was a familiar male, sounds like voice. And again, after this hot minute, she'd identify Lukid. Remember him?
Oh, Jesus. Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Where's my notes?
Don't worry. That was quite a few sessions ago.
Where the fuck's my notes?
It's a dragonborn priest
Oh, is
of
he
the
the one I
temple.
had to pay?
Yeah, I think he's the one that also gave you the news when you first arrived. Remember that you appeared in the barrels underneath the temple. Remember?
Yeah,
Your
there
first
it
time.
is. There it is, right in my
Yeah,
notes.
yeah. So Lucian is a dragonborn priest of Bahamut that was kind of like just like the head priest, right, of this specific temple dedicated to the Platinum Dragon, and you'd see him now. quite a few blocks away, I'd say. Since you did say that, did she walk? Now that's a question. Actually, is she walking or was she just like sprinting away
I
from
mean,
the temple?
it was mindless running.
All right, yeah. Then Chris Will would probably see him like 2 blocks away, standing almost just right outside the temple, calling her out. Would she continue on her path, or would she do anything else?
Right now, I believe. I think in this instant, she's going to keep running.
All right. And now we'll once again shift the scene. Back to you, Sing. So, Sparrow, you there? I don't know if she's exactly there. Okay, she just went to the bathroom with someone. Sparrow?
Sorry, I sneezed.
There you are. There you are.
Here.
Yeah, yeah. We're kind of having to do scenes because everyone's kind of doing their own thing right now, which is great. But you, Sparrow, I believe, are still there, right, in the tower.
I was there still.
I believe at this moment, from the party, it is only you, my dear girl.
Like, very
Uh,
awkward because I believe
yeah.
Chrisfiel's family's all here.
Yeah, so like Chrisfield left, and then like literally a minute maybe later, Rosemary also kind of like just stood up and just also exited basically the office. That was soon followed by Raelix. That was just where's the blacksmith, right? So he left as well. The blacksmith probably. Uh, and then there's you, Sing. You were kind of just left there. I believe that since you were nauseous, you were probably like sitting also, like on a stool, you know?
I'm definitely sitting down.
Yeah, so you were probably like just sitting there, in this room, and you can still feel this very weird, kind of like awkward tension between like Christopher's family. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those times where you're like in a friend's house and
Oh
the whole
God,
family
yeah.
there, and you don't really know very well the whole like all the family, and you know the feeling, I bet, right? So it's kind of like one of those feelings, Sing, where you're kind of just sitting there, feeling perhaps a little lost, right? I mean, Kevin
I
is
felt
still
lost
there,
for
but
these guys.
yeah, even Kevin Oz you don't know very well, right? I mean, like Rose and Chrisriel. So, what do you do? Would you like to stay there, Sing? Would you also try and like leave somewhere, or what would you think Sing would do?
Looking at all this, feeling the extreme awkwardness slowly growing. Just look at them for a
Yeah.
moment. I'm just gonna get up and leave.
All right. Where do you want to go? Would you go upstairs to the rooms, just right above?
Yeah,
Remember, like in the second
I'm,
floor
I'm,
of.
I'm gonna go up there. That seems like a good spot. I'm gonna go in there, and I'm just gonna lay down and maybe scream into my pillow a little bit. That's fine. Fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
All right. However, is that all you want to do, Sing? Can I like just like chill there for the day, maybe?
Hey, I'm going to process it a little bit for like a couple minutes. It doesn't work, so I'm just gonna busy work, and I'm just gonna start taking apart my guns and cleaning them, because this is what I do when I'm stressed. I'm gonna do gun maintenance. It's fine.
Yeah. No matter the situation, Sing, it's like your guns are always there, right? To cheer
Then I
you
was
up
like,
in a strange way. Rainfall and clover.
this thing I have to any kind of friend or family. These things have been longer. Actually, these things have been with me longer than even Atto has been with me. I'm pretty sure.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because remember specifically with Clover, you built that yourself, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here doing maintenance and making sure I don't have idle hands.
And I'll get there this session actually, but uh actually, during the downtime, Sing, you could try and mod your weapons as well. So I'll give you options for that. You could make your musket a little longer and also give it like a scope, so it becomes kind of like a sniper. If you get what I mean.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, we'll get there.
See,
But yeah, Sing. So then you walk up to this room. I would assume you close the door, right?
definitely.
Yeah, I would assume you kind of just close the door and you lay in the
Well,
bed.
I will lock it as well if available.
Yeah, screaming into the pillow. Then kind of like uh, grabbing your pistols after screaming and just cleaning them and finding comfort in them for the moment. Oh boy. All right. Actually, let me see. Give me a moment because now, let's see. Joe, you there?
Yep, I'm here, just going through 11 levels of character stuff.
Oh, it's so fun to do it all at once. It's really great.
All right.
Depending on what class you are.
Because also, as you know, Joe's a new player. He will be a new character. Would you join me, Joe, in the side chat for a moment?
Sure.
I wanna chat something with you real quick. All right. Yeah. Give it
Uh-oh.
a sec. Yeah, give it a sec. Then, let's see. Rose, you were reading the books, right? You're kind of just hanging on top of the tower.
Yeah,
You
she
were
rolled a
trying to look through
12.
the
She rolled an 8 and a 28, so numbers.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm trying to read a book, but I don't think it's going well.
Yeah. So I think you did actually find, Rose, a few books that you could probably read later because as of now, I don't think you're having like a great time reading or absorbing information like you usually do, right?
Yeah,
It
I,
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. You were gonna say something?
I was just gonna say Rose is probably still a little bit fucked up and just is just trying to process what has happened in the last like month of her life and trying to process the fact that she has exactly that much longer to get ready for a full-scale blown-out war, and yeah, she's not having a great time. She's just trying to process and is probably talking out loud to Brad a good bit. Just whispers, always quiet and respectful, but
Oh yeah. Your mind is definitely elsewhere, right?
yeah.
However, do take a note of this. Um, Rose, do take a note of this.
Okay.
Um, However, as you are looking for books, you do find a book relevant to the planes of existence. All right,
Okay.
and you do find a book that seems to be like this extended research on dragonkind, which should possibly include the Avishai and the Dragonborn. However, you're not exactly sure, as you know, you have a block right now in your mind.
Just dug for a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably
So,
eventually, after getting tired of trying to read and process, she might go find food, go see if she can find Kurzariel.
okay, there you go. Just there, General, so we don't forget. All right. Yeah. But as of now, Rose, you find these books. However, maybe you're also just looking out the window, wondering where everyone else is, right? Now.
Where's the blacksmith?
Where's the blacksmith?
Yeah, we're going back to you. Where's the blacksmith? All right. So, Vrelix, also at the same time, all of this, remember, is kind of happening at the same time. You walk out of the tower and just maybe like a block away. So again, like just this very quick 3-minute walk away from the tower. You walk towards this small building. It's really not that big, you know. It's 2 stories tall. However, it's like a very simply like a very simple, let's just say, built townhouse that has this hanging sign that has the very iconic anvil and the hammer, right, of a blacksmith,
Mhm.
very beautifully painted into like the hanging sign. And you see the actual like door to the shop is closed. However, it does have a hanging sign that reads open. Right? So yeah, you could walk up to the building and enter.
I'll just walk in really abruptly.
All right. So you walk in, you open the door, and you hear the very classic like bell ringing sound that you hear sometimes, right, when you enter shops.
Mhm.
Uh, the bell that's like up attached to the to like the frame of the door, so it hits the bell when you open the door, and you hear the ding ding ding, right? And so you enter, and first of all, you see this very elegant, very well kept shop, right? Where you see shelves of displayed weapons of many kinds. It's especially like rapiers and swords, like just blades in general, right? Many kinds of them. So long swords, rapiers, scimitars. But again, yeah, you'd mostly see blades in display. A few hanging shields in the walls, and just very, very, very few axes, right? Also, near the wall behind the counter where you would see the blacksmith. So this is not like the workshop, right? At least this is the actual shop. You see some hanging armor, right? So like some breastplates, some helmets, some gauntlets, and like boots. Um, and you'd see that also behind the counter there's a door that, knowing blacksmiths, probably lead to a workshop behind the shop, right? But you see nowhere to like sharpen your blade here immediately, at least. However, yeah, you see the counter, like I said, and behind the counter you see a human, a human woman, actually. Uh, like most people in this upper district, is very elegantly dressed. She looks like very titty, very clean, and she is like very beautiful, long, silky black hair, black eyes, and she has like tanned skin. Uh, and this woman, she seems to be speaking with a man, looks like from behind. All right, and so you enter the shop, and Joe, go ahead, describe the back of your character.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I know
Oh
you weren't
shit, here
expecting.
it
Yeah,
comes!
exactly.
So you walk in, and I was gonna say you see a pretty tall, but I'm assuming you're taller.
I'm 6'10".
Yeah, you see a tall, quote unquote, about 6 foot, fire genasi. The hair is short. They look, well, at least from the back, you see they aren't particularly strong, but they look like they are definitely someone who's done a fair bit of movement and physical labor, but never actually worked on being more constitute than strong. And they're fairly well dressed. If not a little ostentatious, you look and you're like, this is someone who thinks this is what fancy looks like. And he's I'm in a conversation with the uh, blacksmith, and I'm like, um, hello, sir. You know the.
It's a woman, Joe.
Oh, it's a well shit. I was all. You know what?
Yeah,
You're
it's a
right.
woman. I
I
agree. She's pretty muscular for a woman, but if you say sir, she kind of just she kind of just squints at you.
Sir, ma'am.
Yeah. Like she kind of like just squints at you. I'm sorry.
I will see myself out. No, I look up. Apologies, it's been a long day. I've been searching for someone. I don't know if you know the orphanage in the lower part of town. Does the orphanage have a name? Or
That's a good question.
yeah, because
Let's see. Give me a
Miss
sec.
Margaret's home for unfortunate youth.
which is basically what it is.
Yeah.
You want that? How about that?
You know what? Yeah, we'll take that. Why not?
I'll give you a free world. There you go. Pit.
Yeah.
It
We'll
was
have to just write that down, Chris Real. Write that down.
There you go.
There we go. Miss Margaret.
Miss
Oh my god, I'm
Margaret's
joking.
in the lower districts. The woman who was mostly the face, Cassandra, she went missing a few years back. I was wondering if you've seen any sight of her. She would be about 5'5". Last I saw, black hair, a little bit curly, medium. And she had a small scar under her right eye.
Right. So you give this blacksmith woman this whole description, and after you finish talking, she kind of like just stands there behind the counter for a second. She then very quickly kind of like just leans onto the counter, like the table itself, and she thinks. She actually does seem like she's thinking, right, about what you're saying. And then she says, I do not visit the lower district very much. To be quite honest and frank with you, I don't think I've ever heard of Miss Margaret's before.
Well, thank you, at least, for your time. I understand that many people do tend to avoid the lower districts if they can help it. She was taken by human traffickers a few years back, but I do believe she escaped. That's why I was hoping she'd make her way back here.
Okay, the moment you say the word human traffickers, her eyes kind of like just widen, and then she then also immediately sees you, Vrelix, right? That you're like kind of like entering the shop, and so she looks over and looking at you, her eyes still wide open, says, welcome. Welcome. What can I help you with, sir?
I'll just walk up, take my great axe out, put it on the counter.
I want this sharpened and clean.
Remember your axe all bloodied and dirty.
Oh my god.
So you're just like you place the axe into the counter, and she looks down at it, and then up at you, Vrelix, and then she looks at both of you, like just standing there behind the counter, right? This individual and this dragon person that's extremely tall, and she says, "You're not from around here, right? Both of you."
No, I come
Well,
from the tribe of Dragonborn.
I actually come from Miss Margaret's, but I've
Right.
been away for some time.
Sure, sir. What's your name? She's looking at you, Relix.
My name is Vrayla of the hot for you, clan.
All right, Vrelix, Sir Vrelix, I can have your axe sharpened in a few moments. That would simply just be 2 silver pieces.
I'll just, drop a gold off, and I'll just be like,
You can keep the chain.
He once again looks up to you because you're massive, man. Damn, I'd say that almost the ceiling touches your head here.
I'll turn around myself and I'll look straight up at Felix. I'm like, I always thought I was pretty tall, but there's always someone bigger, huh?
Yes, there always is.
And his axe looks like it's all bloodied and looks like it's got some use, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's maybe like a little, just a little like chipped. It's definitely dirty and covered in blood. It looks like it's seen battle very very recently,
Is it a
extremely recently.
pretty good looking axe otherwise though? Like it's a solid axe?
Oh yeah, like otherwise that it's dirty. And it definitely looks used. Uh, it's like a beautiful axe. Yeah, its craftsmanship look, very clean, basically. Yeah.
It's a nice axe you have. It seems to get quite a bit of use.
Yes, I have to use it to fight my enemies, especially for this,
and I'll look directly towards you.
for an upcoming battle that... You were speaking of an orphanage, correct?
Yes, Miss Margaret's down in the lower districts.
I'm gonna, get lower to your level. And I'm just gonna be like,
You should protect who you have. For I don't know what will happen, but I will fight to my dying breath.
I look you in the eyes and for most of the conversation I've been definitely jovial and trying to just talking, but then I look you and then you see a definite seriousness come over my face, and I look and I look straight in your eyes and say, I intend to do so or die trying. I take it you are preparing for this battle? If
Oh
it
yeah,
comes to this city, I'll do everything I can to protect it. If you can point me in a direction to, I guess, enlist, I will be more than welcome to help. I came here because of all of the fighting going on. I would like to protect what I hold dear, as you said.
well, if you're willing to fight, go seek out Kavanos. I don't know him very well. I just met him today.
I nod, and I'll even look at you. I'm like, well, since after all of this more dour talk, have you seen Sassandra? And I'll give the description
All right.
of 5'5", medium black curly hair. Last I saw, a small scar under her right eye and greenish brown eyes.
I am new to the area, so it is unlikely I know your friend.
Well, thank you. Otherwise, and maybe this whole deal will be over, and God's willing, the orphanage will be safe, and I can continue on my journey to find her.
Don't worry. I will slaughter every enemy that gets in our way.
I look at your axe again, and I look back at you, and I give you a pat on your shoulder. I'm like, I'm sure you will, big man. But don't count me out. I might not look like much, but I've got a few tricks up my sleeve.
You are puny, like another one we have.
Ah, I might seem so, but true power comes from within, as they say. And I give like a wry smile.
This motherfucker is comparing a 6-foot tall person to a 2 foot, like 4 halfling.
Just have to say, I absolutely adore your small talk. It's just like, walk to shop and, the small talk's great. I'd say that at this point, it's been a moment since, this blacksmith woman, she walked through the door behind the counter. And you'd now hear, basically like the iron, the steel of your axe, Vrelix, being sharpened at like the grind, like this. It's like the stone.
Yeah.
You know that, or basically like the wheel, right? That kind of like just turns and sharpens blades, right? I bet you all know them, right?
Yeah.
You'd hear that spin and basically hit the blade from behind the door, basically. So yeah, as you're speaking, you'd now both hear that, just the
And then I'll put my hand out. I'm like, oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Fairnos.
Mm.
There we go.
Great
Got
there.
the name.
And I So you were saying there was someone I should go speak to if I wanted to enlist.
Yes. Go to the large tower over there. There should be a elven woman in a black clothing. I think that's what it was. Yeah, go to her. Say that Raylick sent you. You should be able to get to Kavanaugh's.
And just out of character, the name I'm looking for is Kavanaugh, right? The person?
Kevinos.
Yeah,
Kevinos.
I'll write it
Wait,
down.
spell it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I spelled it wrong. I created this character. You know what? Fuck it. I spell it however the fuck I want. I made him.
You did.
How did I spell it though? I'm gonna double check me. Okay, I think it was with 2 E's. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That seems right.
I made him up so I could bring this group together. Fuck it, he exists. There you go, blip. I do what I want. Kevin.
Yeah, that's my name, Fairnos.
Fairness. I like it. It's very nice.
Yeah, if you ever have any cool reference art of your character, Fernos, that would be great.
I do like Vrelix's reference art.
Oh yeah,
I love it. We have what's Sparrow drew. We have the art I commissioned. We have the art that Sparrow did, and then we just have Luigi.
yeah. Actually, if you go to character art tab in the player stuff, Joe, you should be able to see.
Yeah, no, he looks like a fucking Dark Souls boss. It's absolutely terrifying. I love it.
Yeah, there should be.
Hey, I'll probably
You should
get
be able
around
to
to
see
drawing
Chris
the part
Real.
again.
Oh yeah, yours
He's
is
changed a
really
lot
good.
since I joined.
And then we have, for some reason, Sing and Chris Real in like erotic.
You don't need to know the context. You
Like,
just need to
okay,
know
yeah.
it happened.
Yeah. That is not canon, Joe.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh
Don't
god.
worry.
He probably had an outfit like that for Addo.
Oh
That
God.
that is. Oh no. I know you have that somewhere in your backpack, Sparrow, and I'm scared.
We don't need to know about your private life. Move on.
Addo was a very lucky man.
Yes,
Got
and
it for
now
Very.
posterity.
he's very
It was.
unlucky. He's currently in Sigil paying off debt.
Yeah, you had a very, very private life, Sing.
Paying off debt that Sprout mostly accrued.
Yeah. But all right. So, Fairness, would you stay there in the shop, uh, and wait for your friend Valix, to come with you, or would you just, you know, walk out of the blacksmith and towards?
No, I think I definitely walk out, and on the way out, I'll say, it was nice meeting you, Vrelix. Hopefully, we'll see each other again.
Mm. Yes, I wish to see your battle technique.
And I'll head, and I'll nod and just head out to the tower that he pointed out or described.
All right. Yeah, and you still hear the, the basically stone and the axe, back there. So yeah, Valix, you kind of like just stand there and wait again in this very uncomfortable small room shop. Because yeah, like I said, your head almost hits the ceiling. Almost, but not quite. All right. However, yes, Furnos, you exit the shop and you begin walking towards this tower, which you very clearly see. Right, this just massive tower, that goes up to the sky. Uh, Maybe just like a block away from where you currently are. So yeah, you walk towards there. Let's see. However, you, Chris Real, you were walking to oblivion,
Oh
right?
no, there's no walking,
You
there's
were
running.
running.
It's just the most dramatic running, okay?
Yeah, I feel like I need to deal with you right now because I know Sting's kind of like just chilling. Rose also just chilling, wondering where you are. Probably going to look for you if you don't come back in a few hours. But I'm scared. So yeah, Chris Real, is there like any place at all you have in mind, that you like to go, or are you just really like, are you just like running away from life, but not really because you're just running in the street? Well, what are you doing? Like, yeah, I just what's going on here?
I think Chris Riel is going. I mean, it's just running, 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 but she's moving farther away from like the busy streets to like wherever it's quiet. Probably if our feet carry her far enough, maybe even like out of the city into the forest. Not like crazy deep, but like just out of the city, you know?
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, this is a very densely populated district here, the Upper District. But would you be looking for alleys? You mean
Chris Riel would like to go find somewhere she can scream into the void, so I'd like to leave.
like leave the city?
Just it's either go to the lower district where someplace it's abandoned and I can scream without bothering anyone, or to the nearby forest. Your choice.
Oh my God. Okay. So from where you are to the lower district, take a few. It'll take a while for you to get there on foot. But it seems you're doing that, right? Running.
If I run out of energy first, then I'll end up slinking down probably into an alley. But then I'm not gonna get to my cathartic screen. Instead, I'm just gonna like curl up.
All right. So if you're running out of the upper district, uh, you will find the wall, right? That separates the upper district to the middle district, right? How do we remember that wall? But yeah. So you run towards it. You'll eventually see it. And then I think you'd know the way towards the gates, right? The gates that open so that you can leave the district. However, as you run to the gates, as always, there are two stationed guards guarding the gates, and whoever is coming in and out of the district. So, Chris Real,
I
you
don't want
run
to.
towards the
I'm
gates.
not trying to scare people, so when I get close to that, I will slow down. I
Okay.
want to be left alone. I'm not trying to get their attention.
All right. However, as you know, especially here in the upper district, with the influence of Kevinas, I think it would be pretty well known, right, that you are affiliated to him in a way.
Would they
So the
know it's me, though? Genuine question.
give me a moment. It would be known. However, as you are walking
I'm very
towards
different colors.
uh, exactly towards the gate, one of the two guards kind of just look at you and very calmly, very slowly start walking towards you. These guards are not like the other guards in the Florian capital. They're wearing uh, also just this very like elegant uniforms, gloves, right? They also wear helmets similar to that of like the conquistadores, right?
Yeah.
So they're kind of like just like very pointy, right? Very beautiful. Like I've described every single person here in the upper district, usually very clean, also, right? Um, so one of these guards kind of like just walks up to you, Chris Rail, and speaks up, says, "Halt, uh, you have any past papers, any name?"
Motherfuckers. Jesus, this people. God damn it. Just, Chris Real's so not in the fucking mood for this. Um, fuck, what would she say? What would she say?
Yeah, I'm having a breakdown. No.
Then
We're this close to that.
one of the other guards says something kind of triggers you slightly, Chris Rule. You ready for this? The other guard kind of like looks at you and then he kind of like just glances over at the other guard that just spoke to you and says, "Wait, it's not one of the monsters, right?"
Wow, you are
Yeah.
wow, Andreas. Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry, girl, but yeah, that comes out of the mouth of the other guard. But again, how Crystal has not spoken yet, so it's up to you what happens, what she says, she does. So go ahead.
Didn't okay? Remind me before. Didn't I have to buy a ticket to get into this fucking area?
You did the first time, remember? When a year had passed,
Yeah.
and remember that Kevin, I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
Remember that whole conversation when
Yeah.
everyone's like, "What? You're alive, guys? Wow!" Right? Like,
It's like, wow, you're not dead.
So yeah, basically your name had no more weight, quote unquote, here because you were kind of like erased from the records, right? Of like the people here. But now you're back. I mean, it's been a while since you came back. Remember, you came back, then you went back to your hometown and then returned, right? So that's what happened. That's why the first time you came here, you had to buy like that ticket, remember? To
Well, I
enter.
still got the scrap of the ticket with me, so you know what I'm gonna do? Chris Real is very much gritting her teeth, biting her tongue, just reaching in the bag, taking out the ticket I had. Like, I imagine it was like, like chicked or some way, showed that I came
Yeah.
in. Just like, yeah, he basically throw it at the guard and say, "Is that good enough?"
So you're like pulling out the old ticket.
Yeah, basically just this one expired ticket, basically saying, "Is that good enough to leave?"
All right. So the moment you pull out this ticket out of your perhaps pockets or your backpack, the guards look at each other, look at the ticket, and the one that spoke to you first walks towards you. Also, worth noting that they are wearing the colors of the Bertian family, which is not the family of Kevinas, right?
Yeah.
This is now, yeah, the Emperor is now of another of the noble families that rule Florian capital. However, this man, he walks towards you, grabs like the ticket paper, and like just looks at it, says, "Did you steal this from someone?" Yeah.
The Lord is testing me today.
Yeah, like
Oh.
he said,
Oh.
they're both males, by the way. Yeah, they're two male
Oh.
guards.
Oh, I'm having to think about what the appropriate reaction is.
Oh boy.
I mean, because also I would think that after the traveling through the forest, the ticket's also like all wrinkled, like right, like perhaps it's like all
If it's a year old,
wrinkled
I
and
might do.
No, the ticket's not a
yeah,
year old. It's from when we came back after we
yeah.
had
It's not
been
a year old.
gone.
It's like a week old,
Yeah, it's like
I'd
a week
say,
old,
right?
the oldest.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. What do you say? What do you do?
I bought it. I'm done with it. I'm leaving. Excuse me, please.
Okay.
That is
As you
that is the limit of my niceness. If they keep pushing this, things are about to get ugly.
okay, because as you say this guard will still like he will halt you again. I would say this time not exactly touching you, but just kind of like raising his hand, right? Like his arm, like his hand, gesturing like this stop, gesture. You know what I mean, right? Like just like the stop, like hand sign. And he'd say, "I'm sorry," and he says, "Miss, but this ain't enough. Need a name or I don't think we've ever seen you around before. Just need to make sure for the security of Florian capital, the Empire, that you are well. No thief or spy. Protocols."
Oh God.
I imagine Crystal's just like venting right now.
I definitely say the fists are balled up, and I think I rolled for today, didn't I? Yeah, I rolled fire for today. So
Yeah.
there's definitely a little bit of steam coming out the mouth there.
Yeah. All right.
There's I'm getting riled up. But yeah, I will look at this guard and say, and it is clear I am pissed. I am Crisriel of the Yiddish clan. I'm having a very bad day, and I'm not in the mood to continue this conversation.
Okay, now the moment you say Yetesh, the guard that's standing in front of you with his hand raised, looks back at the other guard. The other guard kind of like. By the way, as of now, this other guard is kind of like resting his hand over like the pummel of the rapier he carries on his belt.
Fight me, you'll lose.
Right? I mean, you're level 11, so maybe these are just guards. But oh boy, you know the consequences that follow. Attacking guards of the upper district, it is not pretty. Trust me. Uh, anyway, yeah. The moment you say Yetesh, this other guard again, still like resting his hand over the pommel of the rapier, kind of just like nods, and this other guard in front of you says, "Yetesh, right? Believe that is connected to Lord Kevinas. Well, yep, you're free to come and go, my lady. We both apologize," and they both bow.
I'm so pissed. Just storming past them.
Okay, yeah, and they're like, I would assume you even like push the gate, right? Because they're like very slowly just opening the gate and you just, you know.
Yeah, no, we're tossing in that 16th strength of open the fuck faster.
Okay, so you push in, you start walking into the middle district of Florian Capital, and as you're leaving, the other guard, the one that was resting his hand over the pommel, rapier, he kind of like shouts at you as you're leaving, says, "You better not be lying. Be keeping an eye."
Well, congratulations, Andres. We've gone from running to furious stomping.
You're yeah. walking through the middle district, which
Oh,
I don't know if you remember. It looks
yeah, I
like
remember
this.
this.
Yeah,
I remember.
it has this kind of like this would probably be new to you, Vrelix, and you, Fairness, seeing this imagery in Roll 20. But yeah, it's very like Venice, like right here. Uh, Again, all districts a bit different from each other, but definitely the middle district is also very beautiful. It has taller buildings actually in the upper district, as you can see in the art, right? Lots of chimneys and lots of very intricate designs in these buildings as well. As well as you can see in the art, canals, right, that go through the actual district. So yes, Christopher, you walk out into this district, which is a lot more crowded and colorful than the upper district. Um, so I'd say that there are sections of the street where it would be like very difficult for you to go through, right? You'd be kind of like just clustered into this, the people that are walking through the streets, but still heading out of the city, it seems, right?
I admire the bravery of anyone who decides to try and stay in the way of me. This is
Of
a
course.
6'5", a 245-pound pissed multicolored dragon ball. Uh,
All right.
Honestly, I feel like that interaction at the gate ended up slowing me down a little. Oh god, I just, I don't want to deal with people right now. I'm just trying to get away from people.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like the news about like the war have been spreading as you're like walking through the streets, pushing people around, stomping your way through. You'd hear this conversations, right, about what's going to happen, the war, the preparations, the rumors that have been stirring up at taverns about whether we're gonna lose or win. However, people in general seem very frightened here. Even more self-aware than the people in the upper district. The people up there seem a little more fed up with their own personal, kind of like, upper class-ish problems. But here's the people, right? The common people, and they seem preoccupied about the well-being of, their families and their home, right? Uh, yeah, this is basically now New York, fancy New York City. Uh, I'm walking here. But yeah, you're making your way through. Everyone's kind of worried, and likewise, a lot of people like with Braylix in the upper district, and you too. However, you were a little, busy thinking other stuff to notice that. But definitely here now that you're angry, you just want to get away from all the people. You notice them all glaring at you, Chrisville, as you walk past them. All right. Not all of them, but a lot of them do kind of like just glare at you, and they're definitely like staring and they're squinting as you walk by, right? And you can hear the like very occasional kind of like just spy, like kind of like just mocking you basically as you are walking in the streets of the middle district. So definitely not helping with the mood, right?
I am impressed how continuously worse this is getting.
Oh
Genuinely.
yeah. It definitely seems like just a short time that you traveled through your home and back, and not even completely back. Remember, you traveled through the improvised portal. It seems things have grown a lot worse with like the tensions of the war, and it seems news have been spreading like fire, like wildfire, basically here in the kingdom. Uh, and you are not the only Dragonborn you see is probably having a hard time right now. It's in the middle district. As you see a few others, they're also receiving this inappropriate comments to them, and the glares and the stares. It's terrible. However, To make the sponsors not too very long for the rest of the group, the party, I would say that the only difficult kind of district to get in and out is really the upper district. So I'd say that after a few minutes, it's still a long walk. It's like a large city. I'd say that maybe 40-ish minutes, almost close to an hour, you do make it almost to the outskirts of now the lower district. However, as you know, the lower district is, well, the lower district. And things down there are not particularly pretty, right? As the moment it's like clear, there are no gates, there are no fancy guards, no walls. But the moment you step into the lower district, it shows, right? As you see, there is filth, right, and garbage that kind of just litters the streets and the corners of buildings, all which look really old and dirty. You see a large now amount of like urchins, street urchins, and vagabonds that just roam the streets. Now just not wearing normal clothes, much less fancy clothes, but rags, right? This is a place, Chrisril, where you probably want to keep an eye out for, pickpockets. It's sad, but it's the truth of the city. So I will need you to roll 3 perception checks as you travel through the lower district. Okay?
Yes, perception. My best score.
3 of them as you travel through it, because like I said, not it's not a nice neighborhood down there. All right, what you got?
9, 19, 17.
Okay, the DC for all of them was 15, so you only failed once, right?
Good news, it's a bag of holding.
Good news, it is. But let me check something. Okay. Okay, I'm opening your sheet real quick. All right, I'm gonna move something. Give me
Yeah.
a sec. All right, roll a D100. 1 through 50 is a result, and then I would say, yeah, 51 to 100 is another result.
Yeah, it's
So
not like I have a lot in.
yeah. Okay. All right. So, Chris Real, as you are almost now just nearing the final border of what would be the outskirts of the lower district, for now the main wall that surrounds most of the city, even down here, you would be walking the streets, and small little 4-year-old boy,
Oh,
dirty
Jesus
boy, would
Christ.
walk towards you. Yeah.
Sweet fucking Bahamut.
The kid looks starved. Again, maybe like 4-year-old. He's like really small. Not even like his stature does not go even up to your like damn, I forgot the name of that. Give me a sec.
Knee?
Knee, yeah, that's the yeah.
Oh,
I had the word
fuck.
in Spanish. I had the word in Spanish, but I forgot it in English. Yeah. So your knee, basically. And the kid would walk up to you, and he would basically do the classic, just like tugging on your robes, right? Really, no words. It also seems like the boy's missing some of his teeth.
Even
Now,
when I'm mad, I'm
here
not a bad
is
person.
the interesting part. It's a tiefling boy, not human.
You're
It's a
fucking
tiefling.
killing me, Andres. Jesus H.
Yeah, yeah, tiefling.
Ugh. Even when I'm fucking pissed, I can't ignore that. It's fucking reach in my bag. I'm gonna pull out 2 rations and 5 silver, and I'm putting it in his little hands.
All right. He even seems to struggle carrying the rations.
Oh!
Yeah. As you give them to him, and just kind of like hugs them almost, like with his left arm. and then he like grabs the coins and he kind of like just looks up to you. He has very bright purple eyes, and his skin is blue.
Pat his little head a
Right.
little, just lightly.
Yeah, all right, and so you give that to him. He kind of like just very faintly smile as he'd continue on his way through the streets. Uh, until it's been a while, Chris Riddle, but you make it to the outskirts of town. You're not really outside since, again, I don't know if you want to deal with guards again,
No.
because there is another wall
Please,
that
I
like
can't.
still surrounds the perimeter of the whole city,
No,
if you
I'd
know what I
kill
mean.
him. I'd kill him. I'd commit murder.
But I will say that where you are, where you're standing right now, uh, especially this far into like the lower district, there are few people that you see. Like you no longer see or feel, intoxicated by this bustling streets. Right, as you finally feel yourself a little, you know, let's just say away from society. So now what will you do? Because it's been a narrative journey of you traveling through the districts here.
All right. I'd like to find some dirt.
Okay.
Like so, just a like little plot of dirt. Okay. Then I kind of want to dig a small little hole. Okay. Okay. And then when I feel like it's big enough, I'd like to put my mouth in there and I'd like to scream several times
To the dirt.
into the dirt.
All right. Yeah, you dig this hole in dirt. By the way, it's probably not only dirt. Just putting that out there.
I'll find like an abandoned house slot, like one of those ones.
Yeah. Just be careful with what you touch because a lot of the things here are filthy. Let's just say the word filthy for no, explicit details.
I will find the
But yeah.
least filthy dirt. I'm going to dig a hole. I'm going to scream in the hole. This is my catharsism.
All right. Anything else that you do once you found tranquility?
You're going to do that for a solid couple minutes till my throat's hoarse. And then I'm just going to sit on the ground in contemplation for a bit.
All right. All right.
There are so many thoughts.
By the way, I would say that at this point, let's just say, for the sake of narrative, that it's already getting a little dark. All right.
Yup.
Yeah. Not completely, but it's just the sun setting. But all right. Oh boy.
I know Rose has got to
Alright.
go soon, so if you want to go to her.
Yep. Actually, I think I'm gonna play out the. So, Joe, you here, Furnace?
Yep, I'm here.
Fair enough.
All right. All right. I think I'm gonna do like your like little sequence where you're gonna meet Kevin as, right? Because I think that's also like an important narrative plot point, right? That we're gonna have.
We're going to join the family.
And then we're gonna do something that's a little different from what we usually do in sessions, because as you know, this is gonna be a time skipish kind of like little arc on itself. So I will do that scene, and from where you are right now, I will want every single one of you to tell me what you think your characters would like to do during this time of downtime. That way, I'm gonna design, like I said, little like errand adventures, where each one of you is gonna get to do like their own thing as a group. I mean, but everyone will get their turn to kind of like do something, if you get what I mean. So we'll discuss that as well because I think that's important we do today, so that next session we can begin that. I think we're gonna do like 2 per session. Yeah. So yeah, let's do that. All right, Furnos. So where we left off with you, you were just exiting the blacksmith, right?
Yep.
There's the blacksmith. There's gonna be a joke now. All right, the blacksmith. And you were walking towards the tower. The very obvious tower that's near the blacksmith. And so you enter the double doors, and it seems that from what you see in a sign, there's actually like a sign outside the tower. It looks like a just a simple adventurers guild. And you're not disappointed. As the moment you open the doors, Fernos, you are met by this very elegant lobby room, right? Kind of like just yeah, it's basically just like a social hall almost, where you see there are multiple tables and chairs. There are a few people here that are sitting on the tables. All look like adventurers. You see two job boards, right? And then you see what Vrelix had described as, this counter where behind it you see this elven woman, which is wearing this beautiful uh, dark uniform, and she is like currently wearing glasses. She seems a little busy as she seems to be writing on some scrolls and checking on a few things on books. Looks like record books. So, fair enough. What do you do?
Uh, assuming that this person is who Vrelix sent me to find, I'll head right up to her. And I
All
will,
right. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I'll just walk up and say, "Excuse me, sorry to bother you."
Right. She was writing, and then she'd look up. She'd see you, and she'd smile and say, "Oh, a new face. How wonderful. Well, welcome. My name is Lucia. I am the receptionist here in the Adventurers Guild. Now, what can I do for you?"
I was sent by told by a, gruff first sort called himself Vrelix that this would be the place to go to enlist for the coming conflict.
Moment you see Vrelix, her kind of like expression shifts. And she says, "Oh, the like tall dragonborn."
Tall, kind of talks really gruff like this. Big axe. Yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, the tough guy. Oh, him. Yeah, huh. Yeah. Uh, enlist? I mean, this is an adventurers guild, not the military. However, are
I
you looking
Yes,
for
I
like
was
yeah,
looking
she seems
for. Oh yeah, then I like it dawns on me. Oh, sorry. I was told to find someone named Kavanas.
yeah. Kavanos. Give me a moment, please. I'll check on him. And then so Fernos, you see that she kind of like reaches into like it's like a bag where she carries like a bunch of scrolls. All right. And she grabs one of the scrolls and she opens it, and she begins actually like chanting the spell of the scroll as if this were like a magical scroll, right? And so you see this arcane, shiny kind of like a magic that surrounds the scroll for a moment. Her eyes glow, and after what you think sounds like this sounds are created by the arcane magic, just like almost like a beep, 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 and then you hear the receptionist. She says, "Kevnas, there is a man looking for you." And then she closes the scroll. She looks at you, Fernos, and says, "Give me a moment. This usually just takes a minute. Just bear with me."
I
And
nod. I'll
then,
say, take your time.
yeah, basically a minute goes by. Her eyes glow there for a second again, and she looks at you and says, "I believe he is now currently a little busy with work. I'm sorry, Albert. I can schedule." And she seems to be like opening, her book basically, to write you down. Where you do notice that she didn't mention Vrelix in like the the message. she sent to Kevinas.
I'll chime in a bit. Maybe if you mention Vralix, he seemed like an important individual.
Right. And then she grabs another scroll. Right? She kind of like just goes through the same process. Now she mentions Frelix, and after it's been like 5 minutes. You've been like talking to her, seeing what she can do, and the whole situation is a little. It's interesting. It's a little funny, but eventually she does say, "Oh, well, yes. Come on. I'll I'll take you to him." She seems tired of this shit already. Like it's been a rough day for her.
I'm your local army recruiter. Hi.
Yeah.
Recruiting
So
orphans.
there are several very very beautiful sets of polished knight's armor in this lobby, and she takes you to one of these armors, and you're literally Furnos just like standing right in front of this armor, and you're a little confused. However, she looks at you and says, just picture, think of the words Kevinas office, and you'll be there. You'll get there. All right. It'll be quick. Hope you don't have a weak stomach, though.
I look at him and I look at her and I nod, and I'll do just as she said.
All right. And she kind of like just walks off towards her desk again. And as you're thinking, the armor, instead of armor, kind of like just slides, as well as like the wall behind the armor, and you see this dark rectangular tunnel. I think you perhaps maybe heard me describe it before, almost the beginning of the session, right?
Yep.
And so you take a step in, and you begin hovering up for quite a few seconds. And you're going like very quickly, just as if you were being catapulted up into the air, in like this small space, this dark space, until you do eventually land inside the office. All right, which I believe you can now see in the roll 20, right here as well.
Yep.
So this set of armor here slides as well as this wall behind it, and you just like jump in, land perfectly, still no problem. Just gonna like hop in, and you look around Furnos, and you see this large office where you see lots of trinkets, right? So you see like a cauldron, you see this chalkboard, uh, you see this bookshelves with books and vials and strange skeletons as well, skulls. And inside this office, you find only Kevinas, that is sitting in his chair. He seems to be looking out this window here. And right in front of him, Fernos, you see a broken desk. Just completely crushed. It's ruined. And yeah, the moment you step in, Kevinas kind of like just turns his head, looks at you, and says, hello.
I'll give him like a bow and say, Kevinas, I presume.
That is me, boy. Now, and he stands up and he begins like walking down the stairs towards, the level where you are, this platform, this lower platform of the office. And as he walks, he speaks and says, "So, Vralix sent you."
In a manner of speaking, I ran into him in the by the blacksmith. He said that if I wanted to, I guess, join up for the coming conflict, this would be where I would go.
Well, he thinks, and then says, Well, you could have just enlisted in the Royal Army, or why here? Tell me. I'm intrigued that you actually listened to that. Well, the Dragonborn. He's. Well, I wouldn't say he exactly looks very trustworthy, but yet you trusted him.
I like to think I have a good judge of character. I've lived much of my life in the lower district, so the intimidating, I know that there's many times multiple faces to people. He seemed to be someone who could hold his own and more than just the regular run of the mill military, and I have something I desperately need to protect.
I see. Now, for your reference, also, Fernos, if you go to the tab where you see monster and NPC art, you will see both Lucia and Kevin's art there.
With the
Where is
biggest
this?
hat.
Yeah. You see the monster, like the game overview channels and monster NPC art. I don't know if you see it there in the Discord. Let me.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it.
All right. So as you can see, the woman, the elven woman, is the receptionist that you just met, right? With her black uniform, and with the pointy classic wizard's hat is Kevin's. Yep. Yeah, just for your reference. All right, but so you speak up, and Kevin's kind of like just scratches his beard and says, "Ah, very well. You may join us here in the guild because you are correct. I will mobilize them, and something will be done with the adventurers here in the guild about the war. However, I need you to sign some papers, if that's okay with you. Just protocol, basically. It's just, it just proves that you're here by your own free will, and that you're responsible of your own life. If you get what
I nod and I say in a more somber tone, well, not maybe more serious tone, like I wouldn't be here if I didn't know the risks and if I didn't have something worth dying for.
I agree. We all have something worth dying for here in the city. So yes, like I said, just talk to my receptionist. She'll know what papers I'm talking about. And as soon as you have them, she will probably give you a key to a room. The dormitories. Up. Highest level in the tower.
I'll nod. I'm like, well, thank you, and I'm sure shortly I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm capable of.
I'm sure you will. Now, again, as soon as you sign those papers, this tower is yours too, my friend. Just take care of it and its contents. But I've got different libraries and workshops you could use. Responsibly, of course. He kind of just winks.
I give him like a wink as well.
Now, there is one rule, and that is you never hurt anyone in the tower.
I nod like I would never dream of it.
Never. Kind of like just like looking right into your eyes.
And I look straight into his eyes as well. No smirk or anything. And I say, I assure you, I promise.
That's the rule. Respect. And he says, your name?
My name is Fairnos.
Fairness. Respect. Fairness. That's all I asked. from the guild members and my students, your respect. People here, myself, the tower. You're free to stay as long as you want.
And then I'll head back to the receptionist to get the paperwork.
Very well. You have any questions? You will probably find me here. If I'm not here, then come look for me later.
Noted. I'll leave you to your work.
Very well. And to his work, he kind of like just walks back up to the platform and he just looks out the window, you know?
Sometimes that's all you need to do.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. Sing, Sparrow, you there? I don't know if she is there. Sparrow?
Here.
All right, there you are.
Yeah,
So
I just
if
keep
you're-
muting myself because I don't want you guys to hear me and my horrible nose.
Don't worry.
Nee.
What I was meaning to say, Sparrow, is that if you remember correctly, you are in the office right now, right? In this like second floor.
Yep.
So I would say that you would hear the voices of this conversation and you would hear this non-familiar voice. Do you think you'd go and check out what is going on there, or would you really just not care and continue on with, you and your pistols?
I think I would check because he said Raelix's name, and
Oh god, did he
I'm
murder
wondering
someone?
if, yeah, that and like, did he just like go out and send some random person
Stranger into the
to
tower, right?
recruit? I don't know what the hell's going on with that guy. So yeah, Sing would put down her parts and like the little tools she's working on, and just kind of not trying to not be like really obvious, but she will open the door and kind of. I believe that there's like a balcony type area.
Yeah. I think you see the art. There's like this balcony area, right?
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
I would just kind of go over there, not leaning on the railing, but just kind of looking over it a little bit to see who it is.
All right. So you find Fernos, basically.
Yeah, actually, I forgot. Like, I only described him from the back instead of the front, so I'll give a
Yep.
full description now.
Yep.
No,
That
in the
was what I was
front,
thinking.
Me a
he
word picture.
looks pretty plain, honestly. Overall, he definitely looks like someone who was raised in the orphanage. He has a few cuts here and there from his time as a mercenary. His hair, or his fire hair, is pretty neat. Definitely shorter. He's about 6 foot tall. What stands out the most about him is probably his clothes, because it's, as I said earlier, it looks like what someone who thinks fancy looks like. Very ostentatious and brightly colored. He's fairly not like he doesn't look particularly strong, but he definitely is pretty well constituted. His eyes are, a reddish tinge. His skin, as like Genasi are, fire Genasi at least are, is red. And other than that, he doesn't really stand out outside of the fact of being a Genasi.
So is his skin like red?
It's like reddish pink. It's not like full blown like flame red. It's like a little bit redder than a normal person would, a human would be.
So like sunburned.
Yeah, and then of course he has the like fire hair.
Yeah, so definitely, I guess in Sigil she may have seen someone like that before passing, but it's interesting because I don't think
Dang.
she's really seen anybody like that before with fire hair. There's probably a panic for the briefest moment, but no, it's fine.
I'm
Yes,
about to say something that will surprise you, Sing. You ready?
So,
No.
Movie.
Sing. Oh my god, this is a little spoilery. I will say non-spoiler stuff, okay? But basically, Sing, yes, you've seen people like this before. And let's just say that you've seen them from your origin place. I think you know what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You've
That is a
seen
hard
them.
fucking squint then.
Yeah, like you've seen them before back home, like back in your actual like plane. So this is not a, like a rare sight to you, Sing. Even like in the Citadel itself, you remember there was a lot of trade with people that looked like this or very similar.
I'm not gonna talk to him, but yeah, I'm staring at him.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I do have to go. You can always have Lily text me, and I will, or just say something on the table, and I will be keeping an eye on it. But I do have to have time to eat stuff.
Yeah.
Today.
Don't worry, like I was saying, this next section of the session, which should be a little bit short, will just be like talking about what the characters would like to do during the time. So don't worry, Rose. If not, I'll reach out to you during the week, and you can send me yours as well.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
It's been great seeing you guys again, and I love you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I
Bye,
hope
Ellie.
Yeah.
Have fun at work, or don't
I
murder
missed you,
anyone.
Ellie.
Don't kill
I
anyone
missed
at
you. We
Lowe's.
love you.
we've missed you. I've missed all of you guys too. Bye.
Yeah. All right. However, Furnos, what is your passive perception? Because I might rule that you could hear her walking. I mean, like the
It's
step or like the door or something like that.
it's a 10.
It's a 10?
Oh, what were you sneaking, Sing?
I was trying to be quiet, I specifically said.
I see literally nothing.
That's
roll a stealth.
She did. It's a 26.
Oh
Wait,
my
hang on,
God.
28. Never mind. I didn't look right.
28.
I am silence itself.
Sing, what the fuck? You're a ghost.
Blue shadow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Furnos, yeah, you do not spot this friend, this random anonymous person that is just squinting at you without your consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I'm walking out, I actually look back towards Kavanaugh. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
one more question I forgot. I'm actually looking for someone as well.
Ooh. Okay. Kevin Ask would still stand there looking out the window. He would kind of like just turn his head towards you, look at you. He would nod.
I'm not sure if you know of the orphanage, Miss Margaret's home for the unfortunate youth in the lower district, but a
I know
few
it.
years back, someone was taken by the human traffickers, Sassandra. And I give the description of her, like a five curly black hair, as far as I remember at least. Small scar under her eye and greenish brown eyes. I look, you know her?
I actually do know her. What is she to you?
Well, for everyone in the orphanage, she's like a sister. She was always there when we needed her, and I was hoping that she'd at least be okay, or at least have some answers.
Saw her, but that was a while ago. She joined the guild.
Yeah.
You know what? I think this is a perfect cutoff, actually, to the actual,
How dare you? I'm invested in the drama.
Exactly. That's why, because this is spicy, and I actually need to ask something else too. Like, Joe about a little backstory, but we'll leave it there. All right, we'll leave the conversation there.
Damn it!
Furnos, as you're like you're like speaking that with Kevinas, and he says this, and suddenly there's this like rolls credit. You know, the credits roll basically. You know, like it's like you gotta wait. You gotta just like wait a week. You know, for the revelation the next episode.
Damn it!
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh yeah, yeah. You'll get some info there, Fernos. You'll see. However, with this, wow, this was a relatively chill session, but still there was a lot of. It was emotionally heavy. Wow, I liked it. However, to the important stuff that will actually dictate a lot of what happens the next sessions. We're gonna be doing a few time skips here and there. So, I would like everyone here to tell me what you think your characters would like to do during the downtime. It could be anything, and when I say anything, is anything. Like you could uh, train more, you could try doing something new, you could try getting a job somewhere. It could be anything. All right, just be creative, and I'm certain we will. I'm certain we will find a way to try and doing whatever you want to do. However, no favorites, so I will need everyone to roll a d20, and whoever's the highest will tell me first what they'd like to do, and we'll go in that order. All right?
J Rod stepping up.
My first roll is a 20. Let's go.
Let's go.
Very good.
So, also, if there's a thing you'd think that would be a little confidential, you could let me know. We could hop into side chat. If not, it's okay if everyone hears, so that perhaps everyone knows what we're up to as a party. But again, up to you. So, Fairnose, I mean,
At
you're
20.
pretty new to the party, right? And I think still next session we'll have you do like the paperwork, which would probably be a montage, the paperwork with the receptionist and this final conversation with Kevinas. However, what do you think your character would do during this time? It's a whole month before the siege basically comes to the Florian capital, or at least that's what one of the Abishai said. However, yeah. Well, how do you think it would be spending this time?
Definitely at the orphanage, helping them prepare, getting them resources, but potential plans of evacuation if need be, reinforcing it. I'm definitely spending most of my time working at the orphanage and doing whatever I can.
Okay. And everyone, it would be great if you could write this down also, like a private message for me, so I don't forget. I'm actually gonna try and do that as well with every single one of you, but let me see. So orphanage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so helping the orphanage, like spending time there, right?
Yeah, spending time there getting ready for the siege so that they'll at least be okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I got the general idea there. Fair enough. Would there be anything else, or do you think your character would mostly just spend their time, in the orphanage, preparing things, perhaps? Preparing the children for the siege so that they're safe, basically, right?
Yeah, that's the main goal. I'll probably end up maybe getting some odd jobs to help out. I'll get some extra money as well. Maybe a little, illicit card games of sorts.
Ooh, okay.
And just general mercenary work around the town. Probably help out the town as well.
that'll
I'm
be
definitely doing my best to get prepared for what's coming.
That'll be fun. All right. Will you scam people? Wink, wink. during this time.
Those
Maybe
who I feel could, wouldn't miss
help
it
a
as
little.
much.
Basically, all of the upper district, right? Basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here now. Might as well.
All right. Okay, that is gonna be fun. Because we really know how to do games of cards in D&D, right? Right, Lily? Right, Sparrow? And that can be really fun. So yeah, all
We've
right.
found several rule systems, actually.
Yep.
And we are going to use them soon. All right. Okay. Let me see. I'll write it down as well. So it's mercenary work. All right. Again, I ask you, Fairness, anything else that you think your character would be up to during this time? Everything that I saw. I'm asking just in case there's something else. And don't worry, if you think of something else during the week, you can also send me a message. But as of now, what do you think?
Yeah, researching my other goal, my patron, and what I'm trying to help them with.
Ooh, okay. Let me write it down as well. All right. Okay. Now that sounds good. Okay. Who is next? I think Chris Real, right?
Yeah, and boy, is that a complicated question you're asking because it involves a lot of little things I think that will be happening in these next few days.
Yeah. Some of them, just keep in mind, some of the things you mentioned will be montaged in a way and you will gain stuff, depending on what you wanted to do. However, others will also get their their scenes. So yeah, think carefully of what you think you want to do. Because probably the next like 2 sessions in this game will have time passing by relatively quickly. Obviously, depending on the pace of how we're doing with the little, you know, adventures, errands. But yeah, Lily, what do you think?
It's
Peripheral will be
complicated
up.
because you have. Chris Real's in a very unfortunate position right now. We're having a
That is
lot of problems. Um,
emotional problems.
I can tell you for certain that next session, after she takes a long rest, she wants to cast Commune. She has a few questions for God.
All right. Okay. And also, Lily, we'll be writing that down in your like private messages. If you can help me out with that, that would be cool too. But
I,
let me see. Okay,
I
so
have a question for God. Why?
there you go. Okay. What else? Because remember, this will be a whole 4 weeks in game, so
Oh God. The
stuff
thing is,
can happen in a month, right?
there's so much that could change based on the answers you give me.
Hmm. Intriguing.
I will say, just a general rule of thumb. I'm not sure if this will stay this way. It really depends. But if nothing else, I will go see about purchasing the spell requirement for where is it? Where is it? Where the fuck is it?
Okay.
There it is. I think that's it. Forbiddance, and I will start casting that on
Ooh.
the city.
Okay. Okay. Forbiddance. So you will scout out the materials to cast the spell.
Mm-hmm. And what happens if you? Thankfully, the materials aren't consumed. Otherwise, this would be literally impossible. But basically, if I cast it every day for 30 days, it becomes a permanent ward.
Yeah, so people cannot like teleport into a place, right?
The thing, my dear friend, the main focus is it keeps out certain creature types.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. Okay.
Yep, though, in the second line, choose one or more of the following: celestials, elements, fae, fiends, and undead.
All right. And if you recall correctly, Abishai were still classified as fiends, right?
When a chosen creature enters the spell's area's turn for the first time on turn or starts its turn there, the creature takes 5d10 radiant damage.
Which place are you gonna ward? Because I think it's limited, right? It's like
Yeah,
you cannot
it's
ward like the full city. I think.
protects up to 40,000 square feet.
Oh boy.
I don't know
Okay.
how big that is. Sparrow, resident architect. Sparrow.
I think Sparrow said she'd be right back.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. Well,
I feel like
I'm
it's a
sure we will
lot.
figure it out.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's big.
it's big. Yeah.
It would be enough to protect at least, I could say, like, this is a designated shelter area.
Yes. Oh, that's yeah. So that the civilians could like.
Yeah, that's the
evacuate,
intention
perhaps,
here.
right?
Chris Real's
Maybe.
not expecting it to
Yeah.
protect the whole city, but at least it would be a safe space for civilians to hide. Non-combatant civilians, you know?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I love that you're already like planning the strategy. Actually, you might. We'll see again how the errands go, but perhaps you will be even speaking to the emperor of the Falarian capital, of the Falarian Empire, rather say. You'll see why, but yeah, maybe your assets could be of benefit to the empire, Crisreal. So good. All right. Okay, what else? What else do you think Crisreal would be up to? Would she be spending time with her family, or does she like really need a time off her family? What are you thinking? Because they're there. They're seeing the tower as well. But it's up to
I
you as
can't
well.
say until I talk to God.
And Kovari right now is with them
Yeah,
as
thankfully
well.
that's the child, and I absolutely intend for the child to be in the safe area.
Yeah. We didn't mention the child a lot today, but the child was there
We
with the
have a
family, and then
child.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
around.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So Ferno's there. There's a child. The party has a child. Wasn't mentioned a lot this session, but it's like a girl. Yeah. Yeah.
Noted.
Okay,
Yeah.
I googled, and apparently 40,000 square feet is roughly 80% of a football field.
A football field. Okay.
In American units. Fuck if I know, Jesus.
Yeah. So you can see it's not huge.
Well,
Huge.
if I choose the space wisely, which I intend to,
Yeah.
we can get a good space.
It would definitely only be like a small fraction of a district, I would say. Not even, like a district, either the middle, lower, or like upper district. Yeah. Um, but okay. Oh
Well,
yeah, but yeah, I was asking you, Chrisville. So what do you think about family? Do you think you need some time off them? Do you think you What do you think about that?
I feel like it's not going to be immediate, but there will probably be a confrontation.
Okay, but not immediate. It will be later. Let's just say.
Yeah, at least not week one, because that's a lot of trauma we're unpacking.
So what are you thinking? Maybe like week 2 or 3?
Week 2 or 3, probably.
Okay, week 2 or 3. All right.
We're unpacking a lot of
No, it's not
trauma.
gonna. All right.
Otherwise, probably just doing anything I can to help ward the city or research the enemy and ways to combat it. And then,
Okay.
you know what? There is one thing I'll say, and this
Yeah.
is definitely more Chris Riel might be getting into trouble.
Okay.
Wanting to conduct research into the truth more.
Ooh.
I want to see the heretical texts.
You want some canon stuff to happen here. All right. Some lore dumps or what?
I
right.
want the truth.
Okay, so so what? Like research Nushkreth or like the Dragonborn race or like the
Both.
Spell Plague? Okay,
The spell plague, I assume, is tied in. I feel like it's all connected.
okay. Yeah, you want to know like you want the piece of the
I
puzzle,
want to
right? That
know,
you're
what
missing.
is Nushgreth? Why? What happened? Where did we come from? What is the
Yeah.
truth?
What? Okay. Yeah, because there's a few stuff that you don't know, even though yeah, like there's actually a lot of stuff you don't know. You know, very superficial things about that whole situation. Okay, yeah, that is actually good. Oh, did Singh just go?
Do we drop? Where'd she go?
I think he did. Let's see.
She said that she'll just message you.
Probably something with her parents.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. She will message you. So then that leaves Reptilian.
Okay, is that all? Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
and
I think
remember.
that's going to be a general. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I'm just saying this again, but remember that this is not set in stone, so
Yep.
do not stress about it. So if you ever like during the week you have a really cool idea or something you'd like your character to do during this time, just send me a message and I'll add it to the list basically. All right. So do not worry
Okay.
if you felt like you didn't say everything right now. But okay, with that, I think it would be Vrelix, right?
Yep.
So
So
Vrelix, yeah, yours is very interesting because that yeah, it's like it's interesting. Yeah, let's hear you out. Let's hear you
so
out. What
first thing
Vrelix.
first, Vrelix every day is going to start the day out with, you know, praying to Bahamut to see if he's doing good enough to, like, show that, like, is the glory that he is bringing to Bahamut's name good enough to repent him for his sin. Um,
Okay.
he is going to train with his axe every day, and he's also then gonna. One of his big things is he wants to find time to return back to his clan to beseech them to join in the fight, and he will enact ritual combat to prove that it is something that we have to come together for.
Oh boy, it's gonna be okay. So you definitely a month would be enough for you. You want to like travel back to Draconia, basically.
Yes.
Okay. However, be careful because remember that Draconia is dangerous right now. Like remember the lands there are currently, like occupied by the Abishai. So you'll have to be careful, but it is possible. Like something you could do in this month is travel back home and maybe try and bring some allies. Like a small army to protect the city. Yeah.
Yeah, whether I can like get like some help to guide me that way, or like, I might speak to Rose again about the portal, because I mean that was a thing that we did.
True, we have done very dangerous things, and technically she has made new math that shouldn't exist. That was fun.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
And
you
then
could.
I would want to test the metal of our new companion Fernos, because Vrelix isn't quite sure how useful Fernos could really be.
In battle, right?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the fight between you and my brother.
Oh yeah, and I also gotta fight. I gotta fight her brother. I have
Okay,
to.
let's write that down. So, ritual fight with Narciar, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And Theranos, right?
If he tried to fight
Yep.
Voryax get his ass kicked.
Oh yeah, no.
Just fucking cream.
Voryax is frail. He was not built. He was not built very muscular. That is not, a mystery,
Dragonborn
right?
paste is what he would be.
Yeah. On the other hand, Narciar was born a fucking beast.
Unfortunately for Voryax, his other two clutch mates took all the strength genes and left him with nothing.
Yeah, even Chris Riel is like, thick.
Beef.
Yeah.
16 strength.
All right. What else, Braylix? What else are you thinking? Or is that all you can think of right now? So,
At the
praetor
moment,
helmet.
it really is just those few things because his biggest priority is to head back to Draconia. Because while he may be a lone wolf for most of his time, he does think that his people are strong enough to help aid in this war a little bit better than just himself.
Right. Okay. And also do keep in mind that a lot of the little errands you will be going, or you're going to do, will be done as a party too. So everyone will be part of the action. All right. Do not fear that. Yeah. All right. I think we've gotten everyone right in here. So
Yep.
we got Rod, you, Sparrow will send me the thing, and Ellie too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, if you have no other questions, I think that would be it for the session today.
One question.
Yep.
The magic items, are those? Do I just pick those?
You
Or are
pick
you
them.
gonna?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
You pick them.
He's
Give you.
getting magic items.
Yeah, like everyone that
Yeah.
joins Lane in a campaign.
Yeah, I got me a lovely fucking great axe that's +1.
Yep.
It's great. I love it. And some
Wow.
potions, so I'm like I'll top that.
They obviously get magic items.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd like a Vorpal blade.
No.
Even though I don't really use it.
No. In this campaign, we're never getting that.
Not allowed.
Not allowed
No.
at all.
What? Come on.
No.